Hello friends, hope you are all well. And friends, today I want to try to create a front office pathological center billing system. So friends, to create this, at first we need the test item database. That means the items which will be tested or which will be diagnosed in a pathology. We need to create a database for this, and for these friends we can create a database like this: test code, and here I am writing test code in one word, test code, and here test item and test name, and here test price. So friends, here I think that 3 fields must be required so that we can add items in this sheet, in this database, that is test code, test name and test price. So we can now create a data entry form, and for these friends just going to developer tab, Visual Basic, and insert user form. Just take a user form. As for example, this is our user form, and we can take labels for test code, and here we can take a text box control. Here the code will be written, and this all things will be copied. I am copying this, and just we need 3 items. Here it will be test name, and here test price or price. Here friends, you can see the labels and the text box control. At the first text box control, I can rename this. So test code, here test name, I am giving the name of this text box controls, test price. Just changing the names of these text box controls, so just enhancing its size little bit. And to add these friends, just take a command button first to add. Here we can just enhance the size of these controls so that it can be seen clearly. So just going to font and 12, okay. So now it is being seen clearly. And friends, here in these controls I want to type the values, and the values will be added to our sheet 1 here in this sheet as I click on the add button. So to do this friends, just double click on the add button, and you can see the command button one.click event has been opened, and here you can type the VBA code to add items. We have created many times in my last videos. Just recalling this, just I am taking a count variable variant. You can say this a variant, and I am assigning the total number of rows to sheet 1, and then I want to go to the blank row of this sheet 1. So sheet 1 dot cells rows dot count comma 1 dot end xlUp dot offset 1 comma 0. That means the first the one row will be offset. That means the immediate blank row of the field names of our sheet. So this is the command to go to the blank row of a sheet. Here the sheet is sheet 1 and this is the filled row. Row 1 is filled and the blank row will be started from here, that is the row number 2. So from here the records will be added and we can write sheet 1 dot cells. We know this in our 1 is equal to sheet 1 is equal to control value, that means the test code dot value. This column, this column, the first column of the blank row will hold the value from this control, that is our text code of the user form 1, that is this form. This is the control, and this is the control. Similarly, we can copy this here. I can copy this here, and this is a second column will hold the value of test name, and the third column will hold the value of test price. So the third column, and this is test price, the name of the control. And here friends, just we can try this, what happens. Just if I test code 1 and test name say sugar fasting and price 100, add, you can see. So friends, there are some problem. xlUp dot offset, here count sheet 1 dot cells rows dot count, here the spelling mistake, COUNT, spelling mistake. You can see friends, as I corrected the spelling of this command of this line, that is this was not correctly spelled count. So when I corrected this, automatically our record has been added here. We can add another item to test name. You can see test name, anything sugar, you can write PP price 200, add. See, our item is being added to the blank rows in the back end of this. You can back end of the user form, you can see in the sheet. So friends, just we can enhance the size of the sheet little bit so that you can see it clearly. Friends, here just 12 or 16. Okay, so going to the form again, and friends, below here we need to display the records of this sheet here, of this sheet, in this list box control. Here we know this friends, how to create a list box control like this. So just to display the records from the sheet 1, we need to write code to the initialize section of the user form, so that whenever the form will be initialized or loaded, the list box will hold the value from the sheet 1. The list box will be added items taking from the sheet 1. Here just clicking any blank area of this user form 1, and you can see here the initialize section. Just delete this, and here we can just we can give a column number of this list box. So list box 1 dot column count is equal to 3. We need 3 columns list box, for one for code, item code or test code, and second for test name, and third for test price. So we need 3 columns, and the column width will be different. So list box 1 dot column width is equal to will be 50 for the first column, and 150 for the second, that is test name, it will be larger, and the third will be 50. Okay, column width. And now friends, we can take a for loop, or we can copy this line of code here. We need a for loop here. Just here count. Here we don't need this offset, just we want to count the total number of rows, and again we for loop for x is equal to 2 to count, and now list box 1 dot add item. Here friends, list box 1 dot list box 1 dot list count minus 1 comma 0, that is the first column of the list box, will hold the value of sheet 1 dot cells x comma 1. This is the first column of this sheet 1, that is our test code. Similarly friends, just copy this and paste it here, and here the second column of the list box control will hold the value of the second column of the sheet 1 starting from row number 2. And here friends, so this is the second column, sorry, undo, this is our second means 1, this is our second, 0 means 1 column index of the list box, and 1 means second column of the list box, and 2 means the third column of the list box. Will hold the value from the third column of the from the third column of the sheet 1. So just closing the for loop with next x. So friends, if I run this, let's see what happens. See friends, our records has been added to our list box control. Just enhance the size of this list box so that you can see it clearly, just little bit 12. Okay, now if I run this, just no cancel, just click on the blank area, then run. See friends, it is being clearly seen. The records are being added from this sheet, you can see in the back end of this user form. So friends, now we can display the records, we can display the current records in the list box in descending order, so that the current record will be displayed at the top of the list box as well as at the top of the sheet. So to do this, just we have to sort in ascending order in the initialize event. So going to the initialize event, and just starting in the initialize event section, we can write for sorting sheet 1 dot range, actually range, and we want to sort A to C column. For the A to C, because you can see here we have only 3 columns, A, B and C. All the items will be sorted taking this cell value, that is the test code value of the test code section. So going back, so dot sort, and it will be sorted Q1 will be here, this will be the first column, that is our test code, taking the value from the column of test code. On the column of test code, the total sheet will be sorted. So Q1, we can write Q1 colon and sheet 1 dot range A1, taking this column reference, sorting will be done, and order 1, you can say order 1, you can see the syntax. Order 1 below automatically come when I am typing the codes, descending, and here I have a heading, so header is equal to xlYes. So I think this line of code will display the item in the ascending and in the descending order in the list box as well as in the sheet. Just run this. See friends, our current record is being displayed on the top of the list box as well as in the top of the sheet. In the back end you can see. So just we have shown this item, and friends, now we can update this, update any record. Whenever I click on any record, all the items will be displayed in the respective controls. To do this, friends, I just want to write some code. Just in the click here, double click here to open the list box click event. Just take this, and you can write, we can take a for loop for x is equal to 0 to list box 1 dot list count minus 1. And here friends, you can write sheet. Here friends, you can write to display the control, to display the records in the control. Here we know the name of the controls. Here these controls, here just copy this, will hold the list box value of list box 1 dot list. Here list box 1 dot list index, the index will start from the 0. Then the first column of the list box, the index of the first column of the list box is 0, and the first column will be assigned, the value of the first column, that is 0, will be assigned to this control, that is our test code. And again copy this, or you can copy this, here the test name, and here again you can copy this, the second column, equal to sign, and second column 1, and again you can copy this, the third control here, and is equal to, this is the total copy. This here, this will be the third column of the list box, the third column index, that is a 2 0 1. It starts from 0, that means it is 0 means 1 and 1 means 2, the second column, and this is the third column. Next, and we can close the for loop with next x. So if I run this, friends, let's see what happens. If I click this, see, I have selected the record, and the corresponding data are being displayed in the controls above. Similarly, if I select this item, you can see all the data of this record are being displayed in the respective controls in the user form text box. Actually, these in the controls means here in the text boxes. So now, friends, after displaying our required records from the list box, we can update or modify this. So to modify this, we can create a command button. So just take a copy of this add, just rename this, say update. So in here, in this update button, we can write the codes. Here double click here, and it will open command button 2 dot click. Here this is the update command button, click event, and here we can write the codes. Here, friends, we can count. Here this line of code will be required. So here if sheet 1 dot cells x comma 1, this value if equal to, if this value equal to test code, actually test code, yes, test code dot value, if this is equals, here you can write val, that means it will be converted to value or number. Then the text that will be displayed in this control test code will be converted into number here with this val function. Then sheet 1 dot cells x comma 1 will hold the value of test code dot value. Again, similarly, friends, we can copy this, just paste this, and a second column will hold the value of the test name, and the third column friends will hold the value of test price. So closing the for loop, closing the if statement with end if, and then closing the for loop with next x. And then friends, if I to refresh the user form, we can write unload user form. At first we want to unload the user form, then again user form one dot show. To refresh the user form, we can write 2 lines of code. Just run this. Let's see what happens if I want to change the rate of this 200 to 150. Just update. Let's see what happens in respect of test code test code number 2 sugar pp. So update, just clicking this, you can see it has been updated, and as well as it has been updated in our sheet. So thus friends, these are the codes for updation. And friends, here after updation we can create a command button, friends, like a new records. That means new, to ready to create an environment. Here you can see to create an environment to add new records. So just friends, here one thing can be done, that is whenever the form will be loaded, the last or the current item will be shown in the respective controls. So to do this friends, we need to add some codes to initialize section of this user form, so that always the current record will be displayed, always the last record will be displayed in the user form. So just going back before writing commands, any commands in new button, just to write few commands in the initialize section, so that the last record can be displayed automatically whenever the form will be loaded. So going to the initialize section, and here we can write in the top. Here you can see, just friends, we can display this cell, and this cell. Always these cells will be displayed: cell A2, cell B2, and cell C2. Okay friends, so here in the controls, we know the names of the controls, that is test code dot value will be sheet 1 dot range, here A2, like this. Value, we need to correct spelling, just we need closing bracket here like this, test code. Similarly, if we want to display in this field, that is test name, the value of the B2 cell, test, again we test price, and the value of C2. So if I run this, let's see what happens. See friends, whenever the form is being loaded, the current record is being shown automatically in the text box controls of this user form. So again you can see this this line of code. This line of codes will do this task, that is to show the current records in our controls, text box controls of this user form, when this user form will be initialized or refreshed. So thus friends, now I want to write code to our new button. Here if I click on the new button, the last test code will be added with 1, that is it will be 3, and this test name will be cleared, and the test price also to be cleared. Thus we will create an environment to create a new record, to add a new record. Okay friends, so just to do this, we can go to the new section, new command button, double click here, and we can write here we can just see this friends. Just we need to add this with the add 1 with this cell, that is here you can go back this cell, A2 cell. So just we can write sheet 1 dot spreads. Here I am just practicing. Let's see what happens. Sheet 1 dot range here A2 plus 1. This will be assigned to this will be equal to the test code dot value. If I write this line of code and then test name dot value will be blank and test price dot value equal to blank. So friends, if I run this, friends, let's see what happens. And if I want to add another item, so just first click on the new button. See, it has become 3, and test name, just add item, anything can be added. Say TSH, say it is 400 or 200, and now click add button. See, it has been added. So here the list box is not being refreshed. So to do this, friends, list box is not being refreshed, and so to do this, you can refresh this. Here to refresh this, just go to the add button. Here just want to write this line up, just copy this. Whenever I add any item, the user form need to be refreshed or initialized. So if I click here on the new, so it has become 4, and test name, you can add another item. So x-ray price 500 and add. Let's see, it has been added in the list box as well as in the sheet. You can see in the back end of this user form. So thus, friends, we have completed the adding section, updating and creating environment for adding new items. So friends, now we can create another command button to delete items if we want to delete this. So just copy this, just copy and take a copy of this command button, new, and type delete. So if I and to write codes for deletion, just I want to check this code, the value of this text box with the column, of this, with this column. If it is matches, then the procedure with the text code, if matches, then it will be deleted. So just going to delete section, double click here, and in this command button dot click event, I can take the same line of codes. That means I need to count the total number of rows. Just going to delete section again. Here these codes will be required, friends, and for loop, and here I can write if sheet 1 dot cells x comma 1 equal to test code dot here test code dot value. Then here I need a val. I need to add val function to convert the text of the text box named test code, so that it will not show any error message. That is, it will find the number in this column, first column of the sheet 1. So I have converted the text into a number here with the val command. So if it is found, then I can create a message, answer or reply is equal to message box, msg box. So sure, delete this item, delete this item, question mark, and sure delete this item? Here is a question mark, and here I can use VBA no button, VBA no plus a VB question button, and the caption of this message box will be delete. Like this, friends. You can do other message. You can create another message box as you like. So I am trying to display this message. If this test code, that means if the test code matches with the first column of the sheet 1, then it will show a prompt a message. And if here if answer is equal to VBS, then if this answer VBS, then we can write sheet 1 dot cells x comma 1 dot entire row dot select, and then you can write selection dot delete end if, and here we can close this end if, this if, here this is the end if, and for this if this is the end if, and for this we can close this with the next x. And now friends, if I run this and try to delete any record, say TSH3, so delete. See, are you sure? Are you sure? A big question mark here you can see before the statement. Sure, delete this item. No, don't. I don't want to delete this. It will not be deleted. So if I delete this, if I click yes, it should be deleted. TSH should be deleted. So debug here entire. So spelling mistake, I think ENTIRE TI. So spelling mistake there. Debug, another debug. Delete spelling mistake. Yes friends, it has been deleted from the sheet. You can see in the back end but it has not been refreshed in the user form. So to refresh this user form, we can add a 2 lines of command button. Here you can see to refresh this, just where I refreshed again before, here this is the 2 lines of commands. So if I paste it here, then it will be deleted, it will be refreshed. So see friends, now it has been refreshed, and simultaneously it has been deleted from the list box. So friends, thus you can see we have these records only. So if I want to add a new item here, see our test code has been increased by 1, that is 5, and thus friends we can make our test code always unique. So we can give another test. So again, say TSH price, say 250, add. So you can see now TSH has been added, and a new item as TSH has been assigned the test code 5. If I want to add another item, say new, and the 6th code, and say ultrasound, and price you can say 600, add. Thus friends, we can add, update, and creating environment for new addition and delete our required records at the time of data entry. So friends, thank you very much for accompanying with me, and friends, in my next video I will take this value to our new form to generate a front office billing system of a pathological center. So friends, these are the codes you can. So friends, you can also give any. Here here you can see whenever I click on the add button here, so addition is being done again and again. So here we can check if this code already exists, then it will not be added. So just do this. We can do this anything we can do many things with these forms. So here we can check in case of addition. If here we can see, if here if sheet 1, here to check this friends, just we need to check if this is found. So here friends, we can count another thing, we can count this. It will be better to take a count 1 option on the top. So count 1 and count 1, and here you can write if statement here, then, and here then if it is matches, then message box. If this equals the value, then message box will be already exist SIXIST. This ideal, this code already exist, this code, this already, this code already exists, this code already exist. Then exit sub and div. Next X. So friends, if I click here now, if I want to add item, so this code already exists and it will not be entered. And new 7 test name, say anything, say sugar, it has been already done, sugar, and X-ray, and you can see ultra, MRI. So MRI 1500 add, say, see, it has been added. It has been added, and the form need to be refreshed. And if I click on the add button again, this already exists. And friends, here the form need to be refreshed here, and always whenever the form will be initialized, it has been added and the form will be initialized. And here you can give a refresh command button here, just to refresh. Here you can add another command button, so just taking back, refresh. So refresh, so just we can give 2 line of code to refresh this. Is a form, so going back, refresh. So here if I refresh this, see, always the current record will be displayed when I refresh the button. If I delete any item, so X-ray delete, yes, X-ray has been deleted. And if I want to add new item, so it has been 8, say X-ray again need to be added, and price 300, add. So it has been added, and the current record is not being the refreshed the form here. So we can click on the refresh button. Here I can refresh the user form. If I refresh the user form here, okay, so it has not been refreshed at the time of the displaying the current record. So to refresh this, here this is the current record is being displayed, record number 8, and then we click on the new button to add new item, and to refresh this, it has moved back to the last record. And new 9 note don't want to add item, so click on the refresh button. So friends, thus we can add, update, new and create an environment with new button, and delete, refresh we can do many things with these command buttons. If we require we can add proper case, we can design these forms, we can do more things. But today friends, I don't want to extend this video much longer. Thank you friends, thank you very much. If you have any question, please comment me and I will try my level best to answer your question. Thank you so much friends, and if it is little helpful, please subscribe this channel. Thank you so much again.